What's good, Niner Empire, TTC, Danny G here. The Niners lose their season opener to the Cardinals, 24-20. Heartbreaking loss. Congrats to Cattle Dog, Big Vol Daddy, Scott Zilla, all the Cardinal fans out there. You guys were the better team. You played better. However, the Niners, I think, still could have snuck out a win at the end if Shanahan would have called better plays and if Garoppolo was more poised in the pocket. But that did not happen. Niners started off with the early field goal to take the 3-0 lead. Then Jimmy, shortly after, found Mostert for the short pass, and he ran it 76 yards into the end zone for a touchdown to make it 10-0. Then the Cardinals got that touchdown to make it 10-7. And then the Niners kicked the field goal, making it 13-7. Cardinals got a field goal, make it 13-10, and it was pretty much 13-10 for what seemed like forever. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, Kyler Murray had a 22-yard run. He ran it himself to the end zone, and that made it 17-13. And here's another thing I got to eat crow on. I stated that the Niners would stop Kyler Murray. They'd be pressuring him, and when he tried to run, they'd stop him. I was dead wrong. They struggled against Kyler Murray the same way they struggled against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Kyler Murray destroyed the Niners rushing. And he's going to be tough. The Cardinals are going to be a tough team this year. So that made it 17-13. Then on the next drive, Niners found the end zone again. Jerick McKinnon, who's been injured since 2018, finally got his first rushing touchdown since the end of 2017 when he was a member of the Minnesota Vikings. Jerick McKinnon, despite this loss, I'm really happy seeing what he could do, and I'm excited to see what else he can do for the rest of this year. So that made it 20-17 Niners, but then the Cardinals answered right back. After Kyler Murray found DeAndre Hopkins for a long pass, it was called a touchdown at first as it looked like he got into the end zone. It was called back, but the Cardinals were at the 1, and then Kenyon Drake found the end zone, and that made it 24-20. So the Niners, it was their game-winning drive, what they were hoping would be their game-winning drive, but they did not get it done. They found a lot of positive yardage. They kind of used Mostert as a receiver. He made some big plays. Coleman, they rushed with him. He gained some positive yardage, and they got into the red zone, but they just could not punch it in. Dante Pettis missed an open pass. Trent Taylor a couple times. Jimmy just threw a couple passes, both on third down and then on fourth down to Trent Taylor when he was not open. And also Kendrick Bourne was covered good by Patrick Peterson, and it was batted away by him, which is another thing I got to eat crow on. I stated that Patrick Peterson always struggles against the Niners, and he was going to struggle in this game. He did not. He stopped Bourne on that play, which could have been the game-winning touchdown. And despite the fact that Trent Taylor made some receptions on that drive, he was covered in the end zone, and Jimmy G just did not make the right decisions. I don't know why they did not just run it when they could have. Shanahan could have called a better plays on that last drive. We could have given it to Mostert instead of just giving him the screen passes. We could have actually ran it with him just like we did with Coleman. And there was a play, I forget, I think it was the second to the last drive, when Jimmy G, a lot of times it looked like he had to run for his life the whole game, but he was back to pass in the pocket, and he just had no one to throw to and nowhere to go. But there was one play I remember where he just rushed it. He just ran it himself, and he looked really good. Jimmy G does not run a lot, but on that play he proved that he can. So if Jimmy G in this season cannot find any open receivers, he needs to just run it himself, because he's not bad at that, and the Cardinals were not expecting that. It caught them off guard. But On that last play, I do not know why the play calling was so bad. I do not know why he just gave the ball up too quickly to Trent Taylor on both those 3rd and 5s and on both 3rd and 5 and 4th and 5. He could have done something else. And yes, I know they're missing Debo, they're missing Brandon Ayuk, so they're missing a lot of key receivers. But despite the fact that Dante Pettis could have at least made an attempt to catch that one pass where he was basically open, but he did not. And yeah, the Niners just were too conservative at the end, and that's what lost them the game. The Cardinals played better, don't get me wrong, but the Niners, instead of losing this game, they could have just got an ugly win, and they didn't. So this loss, it's on both Shanahan and Garoppolo. They both need to improve. This division is tough. Both the Cardinals and the Seahawks won. The Niners are in last place. Yeah, I believe the Rams won too. Yeah, Niners are in last place in the division. It's only week 1, but the positives are Mostert continuing to tear it up. Jerick McKinnon looked really good in his first regular season game as a 49er. The defense, it struggled a lot. It held the Cardinals in the first half. It held the Cardinals to 10 points, but they ran out of gas, and they just had no idea how to stop Kyler Murray. Man, they struggle with the rushing quarterbacks. They need to improve on that. But congrats to Cardinal, congrats to Big Ball Daddy, congrats to Scottzilla. This was a good game, but it would have been better than that. I could have just called better plays at the end. But we got the Jets and the Giants next week. Then we got the Eagles. They're all winnable games. We can start off 4-1 going up against the Rams in October, but they need to win because this division is going to be tough. Danny G's out. Danny G